Hello and welcome back. Today we are talking about 4 steps to having more confidence. I'm your host, Liv Teixera, and this is brought to you by Entertainment Scoop. This is a segment that we call Feel Good Friday. So step number 1 for more confidence, it is accepting the brain, the body, the personality, the human being that you are. There is 7 billion different versions of human beings with different DNA and different ideas, and the way that they think, the way that they look, the way that they act, what they're doing in their lives. There are a million different ways that you could have popped out into this world, and you are the only version of you. Unless you're a twin, then it's could go either way. But you are the only version of you, and this is the only life that you are currently living. And you are doing yourself a disservice by discrediting and putting down the person that you see in the mirror today. So step number 1 to more confidence, it is accepting who you are, your quirks, your things, your personality, the type of human being that you are, the way that you think, the way that you love, the way that you interact. It is accepting you for the most authentic, real version of you that exists. It's becoming fully self-loving in every way, shape, and form that we have. And like I said, that can be your brain, that can be your body, that can be your personality, that can be, just anything that makes you you. Loving that version, loving the person that you see in the mirror is so important, because you don't get a do-over. You don't get a new body. You don't get a new brain. You don't get a new personality. You don't get different wants and dreams in the world. These things are inherent. They're ingrained in who we are. And the sooner you get to accept those things, the better, because you have to live with them day in and day out. I always say this, it is so important in life to have single time, to have alone time, to just be with your thoughts, because it builds this level of self-acceptance. And you really sit there and you realize every meal that I ever eat, every shower that I take, every conversation that I have, I am the only one that is going to experience that. And it's like, if you were to go to dinner with somebody for the rest of your life, you would want it to be with somebody that you genuinely loved, you genuinely enjoyed, and you genuinely accepted. So why do we not give that to ourselves? Step number 2 to having more confidence is committing to the things that you want to change. What are the areas that you want to change in your life? And maybe it doesn't necessarily mean that something's wrong and it needs to be changed, but maybe there are areas that you want to improve, or new areas and new adventures that you want to embark on. What are the things in your life that needs changing? What are the things that you desire? Are you working towards those things? If you are, if you aren't, commit. Commit to the things that are calling for you in this lifetime. We literally do this lifetime once. There's no do-overs. There's no rewind button. Commit to the things that are most important to you, to the things that genuinely matter, and change the things that you don't like. Be that person that can step up to the plate and say, I don't like this about me. I don't like this situation. I don't like where I'm at in this point in my life, in this area. What can I do to change it? How can I show up for myself the way that I would show up for a friend? And really, really ask yourself, what type of person do you want to become? Are you on that path? Are you making strides? Are you making progress? How can you begin to make progress? How can you begin to get on that path of being the person that you truly want to become? Number 3, you guys know I love this one. Love who you are, where you are right now. Self-acceptance is so huge. Self-love is so huge. It's so important. But like I said last week, get rid of all of the guilt and shame that you're supposed to be somewhere, whatever the fuck that means. Supposed to be somewhere. The pressure that we put on ourselves to be something that we're not, to be something that we want to be in the future. The grass isn't always greener on the other side, like we talked about last week. Be in the present moment. Recognize that you have come from so much, and you've made so much progress thus far, and that doesn't discount or discredit anything that you want to do in the future. You have every right to set the bar insanely high, but don't allow that high bar that you have set for yourself in the future shit on what you have currently going on. You have to love yourself. You have to accept yourself. You have to be supportive of yourself where you're at now and the journey ahead. Step number 4, and maybe my favorite, because this is the work, this is the meat and potatoes, this is the most important piece. You have to be willing to do the work. And the work can be so many different things. What I like to say is I want you to be an active participant in your own best life, in your own best version of you. You have to be an active participant. And that's going to come from things like showing up, committing, setting boundaries. That's going to come from being unapologetically yourself and backing your decisions, backing your beliefs, backing the things that are most important to you. This is going to come from speaking positively about yourself and doing the things that you know are really good for you and avoiding the things that are not so good for you. It's you stepping into your power by day in and day out, making decisions that are absolutely the best decisions for you and what you want this life to be. Once again, there's no one that's going to change your life for you. You are the biggest deciding factor in your life. You have, out of everyone in the world, you have the most control over your life. There's nobody else pulling the strings. There's no other people that are going to impact your life the way that you're going to impact your life. So if you can show up for you and you can become an active participant in your life, that is then one of the many ways that you not only get more confidence, but you also begin embarking down the path that you truly desire. And that's what this is all about. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to another episode of Feel Good Friday. I am your host, Liv Teixera, and this is presented to you by Entertainment Scoop. Give it a like, give it a follow, and I will see you in the next one.